Hello YouTube, we're on the Real Programming channel. I'm its host, my name is Andrei, I greet you. Welcome! This is our 11th lesson, it's about PHP HTML MySqL. We'll talk about useSelect to get table date. Okay, and for start, test drive. Store an alien abduction, citing in your database with an SQL insert statement. And using a MySqL tool such as the MySqL terminal error or the SQL tab of PHP enter an insert statement for an alien abduction. As an example, here is the insert statement for Sally Jones abduction. And don't forget, remember, you will find all the code and material of this lesson under this video in the description link to Google Drive. Okay, executing the insert statement in the MySqL terminal result in a new row of date being added to the aliens underscore abduction table. The insert statement appears to have succeeded. Write down how you think we can confirm that the date was added. useSelect to get table data. Inserting date into a table is handy and all, but it's hard not to feel a certain sense of unease at the fact that you haven't confirmed that the date actually made its way into the table. It's kind of like depositing money into a saving account but never being able to get a balance. The select statement is how you get the table balance of a table in a database, or more accurately, select allows you to require columns of date from the table. Follow the select with a list. This is our code for a test drive, and this is select columns. Follow select with a list of the columns you want date for. A select always takes place with respect to specific table, not a database in general. The from part of a select statement is how select knows what table will be selecting date from. The SQL select statement retrieves columns of data from a table. The columns supplied to a select statement must be separated by commas, regardless of how many columns a table has. Only data in the columns specified in select is returned. This select statement grabs all of the first and the last names of alien abduction from the aliens abduction table. Only the date for these two columns is returned by these select statements. The select statements only retrieves date from the aliens abduction underscore table. To check and insert, you need a quick way to look all of the date in the table, not just a few columns. The select statements offers a shortcut for just this thing. The asterisk or star tells the select statement to get the data for all of the columns in the table. Not list of columns, it's necessary because star means get them all. Next, test drive. Make sure the alien abduction insert statement worked by selecting the table date. Execute a select query using a MySqL tool to view all of the content of the aliens abduction table. Make sure the new row of date you just inserted appears in the result. These are the columns. And below each column name is a date for that column. The select query reveals a single row of date stored in the table. How many rows of data does your table have in it? So, you're telling me I have to write an insert statement where every time I want to add a new alien abduction report to my database, this MySqL stuff suddenly isn't looking as appealing. It's true. Each insertion into a MySqL database requires an insert statement, and this is where communication with the MySqL database purely toward SQL commands gets tedious. Sure, there are lots of benefits generated by storing Owen's date in a database as opposed to emails in his inbox, but managing the date manually by using SQL statements in a MySqL tool is not a workable solution. Brain power. How do you think Owen MySqL data insertion problem can be solved? Let PHP handle the tedious SQL stuff. And don't forget, remember, you'll find all the code and materials of this lesson under this video in the description link to Google Drive. The solution to Owen's problem lies not in avoiding SQL, but in automatic SQL. With the help of PHP, PHP makes it possible to issue SQL statements in script code that runs on the server. You don't need to use MySqL tool at all. That means Owen's HTML form can call a PHP script to handle inserting data into the database whenever it's submitted. No mails, no SQL tools, no hassle. Owen creates an SQL insert statement that inserts the data from the mail into the database. The HTML form generates an email that Owen receives and must then manually added to the database. Without PHP manual, a SQL insert statement is required to store each alien abduction report in the database, which with PHP, a PHP script automatically handles the insert when the form is submitted. The HTML form calls a PHP script and asks to add the form data to the database. The PHP script creates an insert statement that inserts the form data into the database, no Owen required. PHP lets data drive Owen's web form. PHP improves Owen's alien abduction web form by letting the script send the form data directly to a database instead of sending it to Owen's email addresses and Owen entering it manually. Let's take a closer look at exactly how the application works now that PHP is a picture. First, Sally fills and out the alien abduction form and press the report abduction button to submit it. The information gets sent to the report.php script on the web server. I get lonely, okay? Sally still recently abducted by aliens. 2. Lots and lots and lots of other people continue to submit the form too. The form in the report.html web page calls the report.php script on the web server whenever it's submitted by a user. And 3. Owen's report.php script connects to MySqL database and inserts the information from each submission using SQL insert statements. The report.php script communicates with the MySqL server and to insert data into the alien abduction table of the database. The alien abduction table stores the alien abduction report as raw as data. And 4. Not only does Owen need a script to put the data in the database, but the Owen also needs a script to search and view the data. In fact, this could serve as the main page for his website. The index.php script connects to the database, retrieves alien abduction data and shows it to Owen. A database server is just a program running on a server computer, usually alongside the web server. The alien abduction table serves as a data source for the index.php script. The index.php script retrieves data from the alien abduction table so that it can be formatted and shown to Owen. And 5. Owen has the power to access the data in many new ways, allowing him to really focus on finding his lost dog Fang. Okay, and connect to your database from PHP. We will talk about this in the next lesson, and this is our 11th lesson about HTML, PHP, MySqL over. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, please put like, share with friends and comment. Don't forget, meditate, do exercise, read more book and drink more water for the brain. That's all, thank you, bye.